What's up, world? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in. And what a day it was for the Bears' first day of free agency. And the first deal that the Bears made was for homegrown product TJ Edwards, signing him to a deal of 3-year contract, $19.5 million deal with $12 million guaranteed. Now, that is a great bargain for the Bears, as in they get a quality level linebacker, a linebacker that really started to progress as a signal caller in last year's Super Bowl appearing Eagles defense. He had 99 tackles solo, 60 assisted, which means he had 159 total tackles, 6.5 stuffs, which means he does well in the run game, and he had 2 sacks at that inside linebacker position. Now, you get a guy that is a quality player. You get a guy from TJ Edwards who's homegrown, so he more, I think I'm going to say, motivated in a Chicago Bears uniform, and he's prevalent to a 4-3 defense, which Matt Eberflus runs. TJ Edwards is a guy who can fly around the football field. He is very intelligent. He's a very smart football player who has gotten better each year since being in the league in 2019. He was a good part of that Super Bowl caliber Eagles defense that was a very good defense, and it was a very stout defense, and he brings that to Chicago to help with this Bears 4-3 defense that was, that's going to say, not very good last year, even though the trades of Roquan and the trades of Robert Quinn to those same Eagles kind of diminished a little bit of what this defense was. But you get a guy in TJ Edwards who is a signal caller. He's a very good football player, and he can come right in and contribute to this young Bears defense. He's still young himself, so that gets in line of what Ryan Poles has been doing and keeping his team younger. I know the big thing of this Bears free agency was the offensive line, and they did strike out on Mike McGlinchey, who ended up signing with the Denver Broncos. So that was one of the things that was starting to be a storyline, as the Bears could potentially reach a deal with him, but he ended up choosing the Denver Broncos instead, which I'm not too mad at. I was hoping the Bears had got him to help with this offensive line, but at the end of the day, he ended up choosing the Denver Broncos, and it is what it is. You can't hit them all. Struck out on that one. The Bears did end up adding to their offensive line, signing former Tennessee Titans guard Nate Davis to a 3-year deal worth $30 million. Now, Davis, at 26 years old, started 54 games for the Titans in his 4 seasons there, and he brings a physicality to this offensive line, but help bolster both the pass protection and help bolster the run game. The kind of player that you're getting in a right guard, a very solid right guard in Davis, he isn't elite, but he is a very quality starter to hit and bolster your offensive line. And the only thing is can he stay healthy, which will remain to be seen. Strengths is a very good run blocker. He's better in run blocking than it is pass protection. And as we seen in this Bears offense last year, the best thing about them was the running game, and he helps to bolster that. But every single season that he has been in the NFL since 2019, he has made strides going forward. He still needs a little bit of improvement in pass protection, but he has been solid in that area throughout the course of his career. Now, there's going to leave up to futures of Whitehair and Mustipher, which I think Mustipher needs to be out the door personally myself. He has not really been a strength to the offensive line. We're still going to wait and see with Whitehair, but you get a guy in Nate Davis at a little bit of a bargain, 3 years, $30 million, which is average out to $10 million a year. So you get a guy who's productive. He needs to stay healthy, though. He's better as a run blocker, but his pass protection is nothing to sleep on, and it is a very good quality, and he adds that physicality to this Bears offensive line, which we all know the offensive line was one of the main questions coming in to this free agency, whether the Bears are going to do, and you get a good quality piece in Davis. Bears also signed another former Tennessee Titan, with defensive end Demarcus Walker to a 3-year, $21 million deal. He had 7 sacks last year, 32 quarterback pressures, both career highs, and 16 quarterbacks hits. His 7 sacks were more than Justin Jones, Travis Gibson, and Dominic Robinson combined last year. So you get a guy that comes in, he can help with your pass rushing game. Now, he's not one of the top names that a lot of people coveted. He can come in and add some production to this Bears defensive front, which I think was one of the worst I've ever seen, not just from the Bears, but one of the worst I've seen in football. And he just brings some productivity. He brings some pass rush ability to this 4-3 defense that was lacking all of it in 2022. Let's just say he is a big upgrade at this defensive end spot for the Bears. He's coming in off of his best season, and usually guys have their best season heading into free agency, but you get him at a bargain price, a 3-year, $21 million deal. And to add to what the Bears done in free agency, he comes in and he brings a piece that can add depth to this Bears defensive front. He comes in with his best production in, let's say, his career, and he brings in more production than you had all last season. His 16 quarterback hits were 4 less than the Bears had total last year, with the Bears having 20 quarterback hits in 2022. Not sacks, just hitting the quarterback. So he brings a front 4 that was bad. He brings himself to being a productive player, a possible quality starter, or a rotation piece to add to this Bears defensive front. We're still interested to see what they're going to do in the lead parts of free agency and in this draft. But Demarcus Walker can come in and bring a level of productivity and a level of stability within this Bears defensive front 4. Now, the biggest signing of this free agency first day for the Bears was getting Tremaine Edmunds to sign to a 4-year, $72 million deal with $50 million guaranteed. Now, Tremaine Edmunds is very fast. Tremaine Edmunds is a very productive linebacker who was a big key piece to that Buffalo Bill defense that was one of the better defenses in the NFL. You get a guy who can come in and fill in a role that Roquan Smith has been playing over the last few seasons. He's very fast. He can get around the football. He has a very good nose for the football, and he's had 100 tackles every single season of his career. You get a guy in Tremaine Edmunds who can be a cornerstone piece to your defense, and he can fit right in that off-ball linebacker position along with Edwards and along with Sanborn to make up a very good defensive linebacking core for the Chicago Bears defense. And you add the guy of Demarcus Walker's quality up to that front 4 with Tremaine Edmunds and with TJ Edwards, you can get a guy in Tremaine Edmunds that can really fly around the football, and he could be that Darius Leonard type of piece that you insert into Eberflus's defense like he had with the Indianapolis Colts. And Tremaine Edmunds can come in and he can be, I think he can be a Pro Bowl linebacker type in this Chicago Bears defense with the guys I've listed up front and with the back end of Eddie Jackson, Brisker, Gordon, and just add more productivity to your linebacker position, which really struggled last year. Edmunds was one of the big name free agents that were on the board, and the Bears landed him and nailed him and get him in a Chicago Bears uniform. I personally love the signing of Edmunds because in this Eberflus defense, you need that signal caller in the middle who's going to direct traffic. You need that signal caller in the middle who can fly around the football field and has a very good nose for the football. And we've seen that throughout Tremaine Edmunds' time with the Buffalo Bills. He's all around the football. He makes plays, batted passes, interception, forced fumbles. He has been all over the football field. And coming in, he can come in and make this Bears defense that much better, not only with his physical ability, but his knowledge of the game. And that is something that we kind of lacked last year with the linebacker position after the Roquan Smith trade. Even though Jack Sanborn came in and played some really tremendous football, he was still a rookie and he was still young. So you get a guy in Tremaine Edmunds' experience, and his ability to fly around the football, that is going to only make this Chicago Bears team that much better. Now, for the grade that I give this Bears first day, I give it a B, mainly because I think you struck out a little bit with Mike McGlinchey, which I think would have been a very good piece to add to that right tackle spot along this Chicago Bears offensive line that struggled. But you do get some very quality linebackers in Edmunds and Edwards, and you get a guy like Demarcus Walker who can help with your pass rush, which the Bears absolutely struggled with last year. And you get some interior offensive line help with Nate Davis at that right guard spot, which he has been proved every single season. So for this first day, I give the Bears a B. There's still a lot of work to be done, but for the first day, the Bears are making the steps in the right direction to build this football team and be a better football team in 2023. But also just my quick thoughts. Make sure you guys leave this video a like. Comment you guys' thoughts on Bears free agency down below. And as always, click the sub button and notification bell so you will not miss any other videos. But I am APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great and excellent day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.